I've been paid! Woo! So it finally came through, which means it is time to go and do some good old food shopping. So I'm starting off with heading into town to meet a friend for some lunch, because you know what it's like if you go shopping on an empty stomach, you are going to buy way more food than you actually need. Whereas, you know, if you go on a full stomach, you decide you're going to make better choices. So yeah, my first step is to go into town and have some lunch. It's a beautiful view going into town. I really don't appreciate Edinburgh as much as I should, so it's always nice to make these videos to just take a moment to actually kind of look at the place. Normally I've got my headphones on, I've got my phone in my hand, and I'm not paying a blind bit of attention, so it's been quite nice just to take some time and appreciate Edinburgh while I've been doing this video today. So the place I'm heading to is called the Himalaya Cafe. It's a cute little cafe kind of the other side of town from me, but I absolutely love it. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I go there kind of once a week, and they're really, really lovely there. They do some amazing food, so that is where I'm going with my friend. And also at this end of town, there's the Asian supermarket, there's the Polish shops, the Middle Eastern supermarket. You've got all kinds of cool stuff around here that you can get. So it's an excuse to go to those places and stock up on some more unusual items, which you'll see in a bit, and also to stock up on some stuff that you can't get in your local supermarket, or it's cheaper here. Like I get my spices from the Middle Eastern supermarket because they're like 60p for like 100 grams versus don't know how much for this tiny little glass thing. But anyway, here I am at Himalaya. This is the masala chai with soy milk, so you can see how thick and creamy that is. It's absolutely delicious, and it's all made with fresh spices. That is the veggie thali, and my friend Kirsty, who I was having lunch with. And this is the lunch deal for the day, which is a Tibetan noodle soup and Tibetan like bread dumpling type things, kind of like an empanada. So after having that, I am totally stuffed, which means I'm going to make some better decisions when it comes to my food shopping. Going for the healthier things, because I am trying to be healthier right now after eating far too much ice cream over the weekend. So let's go. I'm back from shopping and I'm slowly melting. It has gone from an overcast day to like quite a warm day, so but I'm back from town. This isn't obviously a regular weekly shop. This is a woohoo, I've been paid shop. So I will go through, I've been to a few different places to get a few different things. So I'm going to start off with the little Asian supermarket that I go to. I'm stocking up on a few things because these are going to last way longer than a week. These will last me the month, maybe, yeah, maybe a little bit longer. So first of all, curry cubes for making Japanese curry. These will last me a month because you don't get a whole lot in there, but yeah, Japanese curry cubes, essentials. We've also seen mapo tofu quite a lot recently, and we both really wanted to try it, so I got some chili sauce. Now this will last us quite a while. I know it says like after opening, eat within. This could last us like 2-3 months, depends how quickly we eat it. But what I will do is anything that I don't think we will use, I'll portion up and put in the freezer. Much like I've done before, if you have a look in one of my meal prep videos, I did it with some pesto. I'll do it with this as well. So this is going to last us quite a long time. I also picked up some of this, which is dried tofu spicy flavour. These are just like pre-marinated, pre-done things. They're quite nice to just kind of cut up and put in fried rice, for example. So again, this will last us quite a long time because you just use a little bit, mainly because we don't use a hell of a lot of tofu and things like that. I use a lot more veg, so the ratio of this I'll be using, you get quite a lot in it. It's quite thick. So that will last us quite a while because I'll just use a little bit at a time. I use it sparingly, that's the word I'm looking for. Tofu. Holland and Barrett, because we ran out of nooch. They're currently on buy one get one half price, so I got 2 of these. This will last us until the next buy one get one half price sale because they're every now and then. It will last us 2 months maybe, I'm guessing, because they do it every couple of months. So yeah, enough of that for 2 months. Then we're moving on to, I went to the Middle Eastern supermarket to get gram flour, but they didn't have any, so I came away instead with coconut milk, just the 1 can. Sometimes my local Morrison's has this on 2 for £1, but this was like 50 something, 55, 56p anyway, so one of those, because I use it in like Tom Yum Gai, which is a coconut tom yum soup. I use it in my, what's the word I'm looking for? Pineapple curry. It's quite nice just in a smoothie, so a can of coconut milk. And I also got some mango pulp, because you can make it into lassis, you can make it into ice cream, you can do quite a lot with it. It's quite nice with chia pudding as well, so this, because you get loads of it as well. I put it in a curry as well. There was a meal prep video that I used this. This was the stuff, because I had some left over, so yeah, versatile. This is going to last us forever, because it's huge. And what I don't use, I'll put in the freezer. There's a lot in my freezer. Now we move on to Morrison's. So this was the big shop of like picking up the vegetables and all kinds of like other things. So while I try, obviously there's plastic in this, what stuff that I've just shown you, while I try and avoid plastic as much as possible, there are some things that I can't avoid it in. And there are other things which I'm completely torn about, like wonky veg. So these are Morrison's wonky avocados. I've never tried them before. They're as hard as a rock, so we'll see how that goes. But you get 3 giant ones here, and they're super cheap. It's like, I really want to support wonky veg, but at the same time I don't want plastic, and just, I'm really torn about it. So yeah, rather than rambling on about that, that'll be for another video. Yeah, wonky avocados. So I've got those. An aubergine, because I've been doing miso aubergine recently, where you kind of cut it into 4, slice it up, cover it in a marinade and throw it in the oven, so that's really nice. I want to try doing it on the George Foreman as well, because aubergines can be a pain in the ass to cook, and it's difficult to get them right, so I really like them though. 50p, bargain, that'll do me and Leo a meal easily. So I've got that. Cucumber. Talking of plastic, Morrison's have started removing the plastic from cucumbers, which is fantastic. One tip with cucumbers, which I didn't realise until recently, they are best kept out of the fridge. Leave it out the fridge and they will last a hell of a lot longer for you. So yeah, I've been going through like one of these a week recently, so this is kind of like a short-term thing, as with the aubergine and the avocados. A lime, because it's payday, why not treat myself to some fresh fruit? Normally I buy the bottles. If you go to Sainsbury's, they're in glass bottles rather than plastic. Glass bottles of lemon juice or lime juice. Normally I buy that to put in my water, because I drink mainly water. I don't really drink alcohol or anything like fizzy juice or anything like that. So I tend to put it in there. So I've got a fresh one to put in my water. So I'm going to treat myself. Either that, or I might put some of it on the side of a curry just to squeeze over the top. But yeah, a single lime as a treat. Just treating myself. Lettuce, again in plastic, because there is no other option of lettuce where I am. So yeah, I do have one. It annoys the hell out of me, but hopefully, well, now they've started doing this, they will start doing no plastic on these. So fingers crossed. But a lettuce to go with my salad. What else have I got? I have got tomatoes. These you can get loose. So you can just take a little bag and get those. If you don't take a bag with you though, you can grab one of the paper ones from the mushrooms, because I've done that before, rather than grabbing a plastic one. So I've got some tomatoes. Now we actually get into the big bag. More plastic, unfortunately. Fresh coriander. They don't have like a grow your own type one where I am, because they all kind of tend to be a bit manky. And again, they come in a plastic pot, covered in plastic. Too much plastic. Coriander. What I do with this is I cut up the stalks and put them in curry sauces, and then I put the leaves on top, or I put the leaves in salads. I love coriander. I could just eat coriander on its own. Love it. More wonky veg. Wonky peppers. You get loads in this one. I've got 4 red, 1 yellow and 3 green. So wonky peppers. That'll last me for ages. Either that, or what I can do is roast the lot. Steam them, take the skins off, slice them really thin and cover them with like olives and things to make, I can't remember the name of it, I want to say caponata, but that's wrong. I did it last summer. But yeah, roasted peppers, or I could put them in curries or salads. I've got enough peppers to last me easily a week. What else? Cauliflower, also in sodding plastic. They either come as wonky cauliflowers in plastic, regular Scottish cauliflowers in plastic, or they come as like a giant large cauliflower in plastic. I can't get one out of plastic. Oh, sorry, or frozen in plastic. But yeah, I've got that. So yeah, that was the biggest one there. So that was a bargain. It was only £1, and that'll last us quite a long time. I've still got some of those potatoes left. If you've seen my Instagram, you'll see I had like this giant bowl of potatoes. I've still got some of those left, so I think I'm going to use them and some of that to make a curry for dinner, because that will last a long time. Or I could cut it up and make steaks. Multiple options. No plastic. Mushrooms. Both me and Leo absolutely love mushrooms. What I tend to do is peel them, take the stalks and crush them, just so you've got like a different texture, and then either slice the caps and have them raw, or kind of quarter them for something a bit more chunky. I've got my mushrooms. Bananas, because it's one of the few fruits that like I'll just eat on its own. I'm not huge on fruit, which is stupid because I should eat more of it, but I'm not a huge fruit fan. So bananas, because those ones I'll actually eat. More plastic. These ones aren't wonky, but they are reduced. So I've got carrots for 18p. Because again, it's like with the whole wonky thing, I'd rather buy them so they don't get binned, but I don't want the plastic, and it's just frustrating, full stop. More things in plastic. I've got 2 of these. They had piles and piles and piles of these. Pita breads for 6p. Bargain. They'll go and sit in the freezer. There's something easy to grab for lunch, or you can like put stuff on top of them for a quick breakfast. But again, for 6p, they're gonna go in the bin otherwise at the end of the day, and I'd rather use them than have the food and the plastic end up in the bin. I went to the Middle Eastern supermarket for gram flour, but they didn't have any. My local Morrison's didn't have any either. They sometimes do. So instead I got semolina, because I've been making uttapam recently, which is like an Indian crumpet type thing. It's like the combination between a pancake and a crumpet. And there's a quick version you can make with semolina. Now I'm going to be making some of these. I'll do like a kind of lifestyle video of how to make uttapam with semolina. However, it is going to be a patron exclusive, so it will not be on my YouTube channel. To see it, you'll have to go to my Patreon account and you'll have to sign up there. I'll leave a link below, because, you know, doing a bit of self-promotion, yeah. So yeah, if you want to see that, check out the link below, sign up, and this week you will see an uttapam recipe on Patreon using semolina flour, because that's what I bought it for. It makes a great pudding, but in summer it's too hot for that kind of thing. What else did I get? More tofu. So this stuff, along with that, this will last us a couple of weeks, because I'll cut it in half. I'll use half of it over the week. I'll put the other half in the freezer. And yeah, that will go with this to make mapo tofu. So, and some of the veggies and stuff that I've got here. So trying to find tofu that's not in plastic is kind of hard. You can get the silken tofu, which is in a carton, but for what I want to use, I need the firm stuff. So that's why I've kind of just given up and bought this. I bought far too much plastic, which is really, really irritating. But orange juice, because as I say, I'm not huge on fruit as much as I should be, but I will have like a glass of orange juice every morning. My local Morrison's doesn't do juice not from concentrate in Tetra Pak. It's only in plastic, which is irritating. The ones that you can get in a carton are from Concentrate, and it's crap. It's not really orange juice, so I don't really like it. So I've got that instead. Soy milk. I go through about one of these a week, and Leo goes through about one a week at work. We go for the unsweetened because we're trying to cut down on sugar, even though I then put sugar in my drink anyway. But yeah, soy milk. It's the UHT stuff, because with all of this other stuff I run out of room in the fridge quite easily, so it's nice to be able to have them on a shelf rather than needing to have fridge space for them. Plus it's cheaper. 2 lots of Passata. Now this stuff, I tend to just have it sitting in the cupboard. It will last me quite a while because you get quite a fair amount in there, and I just tend to put like a little bit in a curry or a little bit in the sauce. So one of these will last us the week, along with everything else we'll be cooking, and the other one will be sitting there for when I need it. So this could well last us the whole month, depending on what we're cooking. What else? Sweet corn in a tin, because it's cheaper than the frozen stuff in a plastic bag. And I think it tastes nicer, and you've not got to wait to defrost it. So a tin of sweet corn, that'll last us the week, because you do have to use that quicker than the frozen stuff. So that one's like a short-term type thing. A tin of beans, like a tin of kidney beans. Again, good for curries, good for chilies. You can mix it with your other veg and make a chili with it. But it's also just nice to have it in the cupboard as like a quick and easy thing to use. So I've got that. It might get used this week, it might not. Again, it might last us till the end of the month, so we'll see with that one. I got Leo some cucumbers, sweet cucumber sandwich slices, in other words gherkins. He really likes these ones. There's a recipe where you see like the kind of like neon brine it's in. You get something like tofu, press it, and then you put it in the brine, and then you bread it, and then you fry it. I'd love to try something like that, but like baked, or even in the George Foreman, so that may well be what ends up happening with this. Leo would quite happily go through this in a week, but it will last us a couple of weeks if we kind of slow down with it. So, gherkins. I've already got things like olives in the cupboard, so I didn't get any more. I've got some pure spread. Now this will probably last us the month. We don't use a hell of a lot of spread, so we go through this pretty slowly. So yeah, one of those long-term item. We're starting to come to the end now. I've got 2 things left, and they are both things to put in the cupboard for later in the month, or for a treat, or they're just things that I really like that are on the expensive side, that I thought, sod it, I've just been paid, I'll treat myself and I'll eat it when I eat it. One of them is a tin of Heart of Palm, which is a really nice kind of fish substitute. So I've used that in, what was it? It was like a niçoise type salad. I've also seen it used in like a lobster roll type thing. So I've got some Heart of Palm. And I've also got some artichoke hearts. So these were like normally like 158, 156 or something like that, but they were, sorry, 250 something, but they were knocked down to £2 each. So I thought, sod it, I'll treat myself. I love artichoke hearts, they're great in pasta. I've also seen a recipe where you kind of shred it and put it with barbecue sauce and turn it into like a pulled pork sandwich, which I'd really like to try. But either way, I thought I would treat myself to artichoke hearts as well. And that is everything. So all of that came to 35 quid, I think it was, when everything's added up. About, probably 35, 40 quid for all of that. So we've got a few things that are going to last us the entire month. We've got some things that will last us the whole week and roll on to the next one. It's a bit of a mishmash really, but yeah, I've been paid, which is great. So I can then buy all this stuff, and we've now got fresh food again. Yay! But yeah, that's everything. So please subscribe. Don't forget to comment below as well, and you know, ask questions, do things, be supportive, and head over to Patreon as well if you want to see that video, because YouTube ain't giving me any money, so you know, gotta pay my bills somehow. So yeah, have a great week everyone, and I'm sure I will see you at some point later.